Okay, October 30th, our checkpoint for the Classic League, Fall 2021. And starting out again with our Gens AA this week, and we'll kind of work our way through just like we did last time. But it is pretty cool to see Indio. He took over for Seb this week and already got 17 games played. It's 5-12, but 5 wins. In the AA league, I think that is very impressive. He's kind of worked his way up amongst many leagues over the last year or two and doing really well. And yeah, there was a few blowouts in there, but a lot of games pretty close, so he's being competitive. I like this game here, though, 11-7. Now, he didn't win this game, but there was a lot of goals, and this was against Tickness, who had Chicago. But Indio, he had the lead for quite a few times throughout the game. He was up to nothing, and then 3-1, and then 5-3, and then 6-5. But I mean, Jeremy Roenick was just on fire this game. Just scores here, bang, 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 bang. 7 goals and an assist. An 11-7 game, so tons of goals being scored this game on both teams, and that's our game of the week. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Indio for stepping in. Thanks for stepping in, getting a lot of games played. Got caught up to the checkpoint really quickly, and still about halfway through the season. So hard to say if he's going to make the playoffs. If we take a look back at the standings, 5-12. He's still a few games behind Tickness and Scribe. So still a ways to go there, but only the top 3 are going to make it in that one. So you'd have to think that King Raph and Angry J, 93 are in the playoffs, and then it'll just be one of the other guys battling it out for the 3rd spot. So. And I also noticed too that Indio, he played. I'm just wondering how these games got logged, but he played AJ 9 times. I'm not sure why they didn't play the 10th game, but he played 9 times and he managed to beat him once. He beat AJ 6-5. So I'm wondering if he used to do what a buddy of mine used to do back when I was in high school. He'd come over to my house and play NHL94, and then he wouldn't leave until he won a game. So, I wonder if that's what happened here. But there you go. So that is your Gens A. I'm just going to go back to the standings here. Close those out. So yeah, Angry J 14-4, Scribe 12-16, King Raph 11-5, Tickness 10-15, and Indio 5-12. But if you I usually go by the percentage. That's usually kind of a better indicator of how the standings are. So AJ 1, Raph 2, Scribe 3, Tickness 4, Indio 5. Gens A, let's take a look there at this week. So Kaz Legend, he took over for Atomic, and he is just steamrolling right now. 14-3, and he just moved ahead of Thrill House he's got one last game, but a higher winning percentage. So they are tied in points, but he's got a game in hand. Spackman 8-7, Tecmo DPS. He picked up a few wins this week, and he beat Dan TML. So I think he was pretty proud of that. In those wins, sitting at 400%. And again, this league here is the top 6 are going to make it, and the top 2 division winners will be 1 and 2. So right now, it looks like basically the top 3 in each division right now at the moment, at least from a win percentage, are sitting in the playoffs. Indio's close behind though. His win percentage is at 484, but Chriso rounds out here on the Adams division at 11-20. Looks like it's gonna be tough if he's gonna make it this year. And then Mr. TX, Mr. Taxi, he is 4-2, so he just got 4 wins yesterday. to kind of get himself rolling, and hopefully he can get a lot more games in here. Hockey Fan De 15 and 15 at 500, and then TML Set is 10 and 10, also at 500. Indio, and then Whalers might win 14 and 23. I think even if he wins his last 3 games, it's going to be really tough for him to get in. He needs a lot of help to get into the playoffs this season. Gens B. Gens B. All right. Win percentage. Let's go with that. NIU Husky. 224. He's 27 and 8. The 771 win percentage, 54%, and he is leading the way and probably going to finish first. McMurkus might be the only one that could probably catch him, or Anatar, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, and Coke Caron Sank is in second, at least from 1%, 20 and 14. Anatar 8 and 7. Beavish has finished his season, and I think he's the first to 40. So congrats to Beavis for being the first to 40 this year. I'll have to double check that. I actually didn't look at the other ones because I didn't think anyone other than Ultra Magnus was close, but he's got 40. So there you go, done his season. Leif Erikson, 16 and 19. Sitting in the 5th spot, the 5th playoff spot, 16, 19, 32 points. McMurkus only played 11 games. He missed his checkpoint yesterday, but that's okay because he's got a basement full of awesome video game arcade systems, so we'll give him a break. But he's sitting in the 6th playoff spot. Charles Worth at 10 and 15. Skills 324. He's at 9 and 17, and then T-Dubs is at the bottom. So these guys are not too far behind, but I think definitely T-Dubs and Skills need to put on kind of a bit of a win streak here if they're going to close the gap and try to make the playoffs. Again, top 6 are going to make it, with the top 2 getting buys. Gens C. Let's click on the old win percentage here. Big V. Oh, man. The Velbosky. He's 8 and 1. Dude. He's got to get some more games in, though. He's sitting at only 9 games played so far. Tecmo John, 14 and 8. Lego at 13 and 13. And again, I don't even know how to pronounce this, but Aperniat. He's 7 and 8. And in the Norris division, that Drizzle leading the way, 11 and 4. Jerry's played a lot of games this year, 13 and 18. And Jay Cariello. He's only got 3 games played so far, so dude, you got to pick it up. Got to get your groove on. Get those games in. Start pounding them out here, bud. And then Ellis at 1 and 14 with New Jersey. I'm glad that you're still playing. You didn't give up. I think he's going to finish the season no matter how he's doing here. But pretty rough go for him right now, 1 and 14. So, assuming, unless Ellis can turn it around, he's probably not going to make it. So, but then again, there's the 6 teams that are going to make it here. So we'll see who are the top 6 and who's the other one that probably will miss out. Gens D. Gens D. And Kids Wasted. Still way out in front. 15 and 2. Bang Vantois. He's at 12 and 5. And Once a Guru, 7 and 3. And then Buckaroo, 6 and 3. You guys gotta get some games here. What's going on? Start playing some games, boys. The checkpoint for 16 was yesterday. Saturday. Come on. All right. Anyways, Ultra Magnus, 18 and 19. He's got 37 games played. Who does he have left to finish his season with? Winnipeg. Buckaroo. Okay, so he's just got 3 more games against Buckaroo, and then he'll get it all done. Wittgenstein, which is 7 and 8. and he is holding on to the last playoff spot from a percentage standpoint. Double Down, Comical Font, and Lee Dagger are rounding out the bottom three. So Double Down 4 and 6, Comical Font 6 and 19, and Lee Dagger 4 and 14. We are now going to move on to the SNES, the SNESers, the SNES AAA Club. And AAA Club. All right. Okay, Adams Division. Bob Kadelski, Fancies. He's 14 and 9, but you know, Bob, you don't want that President's Trophy. It's not going to do a good thing for you. So you might as well just start losing and then just squeak your way into the playoffs. I think that's what you got to do here. Dangler, just behind him, 13 and 12, that 520 percentage. King Raff, 7 and 7, at 500. The Professor, 7-11, Anatar at 6 and 10. Anatar is out of a playoff spot at the moment, if you look at percentage-wise. But this is an extremely tough league. All these guys are amazing players. The other side, Coke, 45, is 21 and 11. He is leading the league at the moment. And he's on pace for the 200 goals. There's 3 guys, actually, that are on pace for that 200 goal club. King Raff, the Professor, and Coke so far this season. Jammer, he is 5 and 5. And then Angry J is 5 and 8. And Tokatoma is 2 and 7. So he's got Washington the last pick. So he actually picked up a couple wins this week over last week. So he's starting to get on a roll here. And then Death Rocks, who I used to call Death Rocks, but it's Death Rocks. He hasn't played a game yet, but I think he's got it sorted out. He had to go to Costa Rica in order to be able to play, so that's where he's at now. He's in Costa Rica, and so he should be getting a lot of games in soon. That's where I would go to get to play some games too if I had to. Is just say, you know what, got to get my games in. I'll just hop on a plane and go to Costa Rica so I can get my games in. SNES AA. Let's see how, again, see how the teams are doing here. So, Tickenest way out in front, 26 and 8. He is really putting on a really strong season this year, and good chance that he could get to that 30 win column. He's got to win 4 of his last 6, so we'll see how he does there. Mooney, 12 and 6. McMarcus, 10 and 8. Big Balbowski is 4 and 10, and Grillbit 1 and 13. Grillbit struggling a little bit this year. I know that he is. Hey, you're talking about exams, so I'm guessing it must be for university, but it could be for something else. But either way, he's got school as well. So, and might be a tough time for him to make the playoffs this year. On the other side, Indio, 22 and 11. Doing really well here in the Norris Division. Fed 12 and 9, Birdman 3 and 3. Birdman was away this week, so should be back today. Need to get some games in there, bud. Gotta fire it up. Ellis 2 and 15. You know what? Love the guy. He's playing his games, but between the 2 leagues, he's having a rough year. So. And then S the D's 2000. He's 0-9, but this really, I don't think it's fully reflective of how good he is. I just kind of went into Kalik before just to see the games he lost. So it's like, okay, lost by 1 goal, 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 by 4, by 1, by 2, by 1. So he's just not getting enough to squeak in those wins. 7 of his games have all been lost by 1 goal. So I think the next time that I'm doing this, we're going to see a bunch more wins here from S the D's. So, and that's how I just thought it was Feds, but it's S the D's 2000 or 2000. So there you go. He was Winnipeg. And Mooney is the only one that's on pace for the 200 win club here. So we'll see if Mooney can get it. SNESA. Let's take a look. Oh, upside down. Right side up. The 90 jacket. He is 21 and 12. Oh, hold on. Let's try that one more time. There we go. The Rexer show actually is 5 and 2, but he needs to get some games here. But percentage-wise, he's leading the league after 7 games. Dan TML sitting in second at 9 and 5. The 90 jacket, 21 and 12, so he is leading the league in games played. He only got 7 games left. Tecmo John, 10, 6 and 1. Slippery P, 12 and 13. That Drizzle 9, 11 and 1. So those are the top 6 right now in terms of percentage for making the playoffs. Skills is very, very close behind, 8 and 10, and that 444 win percentage. Lego and Hockey Fan are battling out the bottom, and so Lego, he's got 11 games left. Needs to pull together. Needs to get to at least, I think, probably about 7 wins to put himself in a spot. He probably has to go about 7 and 4, I think, to get himself into contention. Maybe even 8 and 3. And then Hockey Fans still got 28 games left to be played. SNESB. The final chapter. Let's see how this is doing. So, 8 teams in this league. NIU Husky does Van Cat is 22, 10 and 1, and he's also leading in games played at the moment. So, pretty strong candidate to win the division there and be seeded 1 or 2 this year. Beberg, 18, 7 and 9. He will also make the playoffs, but we'll see, I think, where he will finish. So, Dan K, 410. He's still got quite a few games left to play, and Greg is rounding out the bottom there. Greg, the 9,937, he is a record of 1, 10, and 1. On the other side, Decadent is 15 and 8. Good bet to probably win the division here, based on the ways that things are going. AAA 15 and 12. Kids Wasted 14 and 12. I would expect both of them to make the playoffs as well. Gamby's got a lot of work to do at 5 and 12. So yeah, he's got to put together a streak. Right now, it looks like Greg and Greg is probably, unless he can pull to get some wins soon, he's probably going to be on the outside looking in, and it might be between Dank and Gamby there for that last playoff spot. So still a couple more weeks to go here for the league, but we'll see. So, and then for our 200 Goals Club, we've got 3 people that are on pace. NIU Husky, Burke, and AAA are all above 5 goals per game, and they might reach that 200 goal club. So, all right, that's it. And as I went through all that, nobody had reached 40 games except for Beavis. He was the first one to reach 40, so congrats. Good job for being the first to 40. And you win a prize, which you'll have to reach out to Chaos. He sends out all the prizes. I think it's like a $4,000 gift certificate to Wendy's or something. All right, that's it. Thanks for listening, and thanks for checking out this video, and just thanks for being awesome.